Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today we are doing a full face of first impressions. So I have a couple of exciting things. I have the new HNB foundation, I have the new lip tint by BeautyBay and a couple of other things. So we're just going to get started in with a kind of moisturizer skincare products, and this is the first time I'm ever trying this and ever trying this brand as well, so this is not necessarily a new product, it's just new for me. So as you can tell, I suffer from a lot of redness and very sensitive skin. I have rosacea and I'm always trying to find something to kind of hide my redness and kind of just hide it. So I've been recommended the Dr. Jart, is it Jart or Jar? The Dr. Jart Circa Pear. So this is the tiger grass color correcting treatment. So I've seen this all over online and so many people talk about it and I really wanted to try it. So I picked it up. I've got the smallest size because I thought there's no point in buying the bigger size in case it doesn't work for me. Plus, it's much more affordable. So I'm actually going to take some on a brush and I'm just going to put it on my face, of course, and see how it works because my skin is today. I mean, I've literally just come home from being outside for most of the day, and my skin is just overly sensitive. So I put some on my brush because I essentially just want to get like an even coat, and I feel like with my hands I'm not the biggest fan of like using my hands and putting it on my face, so I'm gonna just take bits from the actual pot and just blend it in. I've obviously not used anything like this before. I have used like the Clinique red solution before, which was quite nice. I wouldn't say it was like changing, everything was like changing for me because I still saw redness and I still saw kind of my pigmentation coming through, which, you know, unless I have like a really full coverage crazy foundation, that's what's going to cover it. So I'm just going to kind of add a tiny bit more and I can see my redness like slightly disappearing. I'm not going to say this is something that I would use by itself because I feel like I would look quite weird because I would just have like patches just on my face, patches of like white on my face because it essentially is kind of green in the pot. And then when you just blend it into the skin, it kind of just works. But I feel like it's done something. It's kind of left a bit of like a white cast. I don't know. I mean, I can see in my camera that um, I can definitely see some redness has gone. So while I kind of let that settle in, let's talk about the foundation. So I mentioned I got the new HNB Cosmetics foundation. I picked this up on the TikTok shop and I actually picked it up like the second it came out because I just really wanted to try it. So this is this silky matte weightless foundation and I'm a big fan of their other foundation as well with like the long kind of weird top that you kind of screw up, and I really like that foundation. So when I heard that they were coming out with a new one, I was like, I really need to try it. So I got the shade MF5N. So they have come out with 25 shades, which is amazing. I was umming and ahhing about getting the Made by Mitchell tint or this one, and I felt like this was probably going to be more beneficial for my skin, even though the Mitchell one actually looks amazing. So I might pick that up in the future. But with this foundation, it's a silky matte, lightweight foundation formulated to make skin like formulated to feel skin like, sorry, whilst providing a full coverage matte finish, dries down to create a long comfortable wear, sweat proof and shine resistant. So that's a lot of claims for someone who feels a lot of that. I need full coverage. I do sweat a bit on my face, like my face around here is terrible. So this is the actual bottle itself. It's a very beautiful kind of like glass style bottle, and I'm actually going to try half with a brush and half with a sponge because I always tend to do that to see which side would be more beneficial for me. So I'm going to start off with my sponge and see how it works. So I obviously don't know how much I need to use, so I'm just going to start off kind of lightly and then go from there. I've been very excited to try this because they did delay the release of this. I don't know, I read something on their TikTok that it was basically supposed to come out like a month or so ago, but there was something wrong with either the formulation or there was something wrong with the packaging. Oh, this is taking its time, and they therefore had to postpone. So of course I stopped filming and it comes out straight away. But yes, it kind of delayed amongst the release date, which, you know, sometimes it's a bit frustrating when that happens, but at the end of the day you want the brand to be happy with everything. Oh my god, this is very full coverage. You want them to be happy with everything, so I was kind of glad that they delayed it, but obviously that they did it for the reason that they wanted to, as opposed to maybe being in competition with anyone else. But I mean, they went up against Made by Mitchell, who is like going absolutely mental all over TikTok right now. Like, his stuff is insane, and the amount of stuff that he's bringing out is amazing. I haven't tried anything by him in quite a while. Again, I really want to try that tint, so I'm going to have a watch of some reviews and see what people say, because I do really want to try it. But again, I want it to work for my skin. And with tints, they can be very funny. The only tint that really works for me is the Maybelline Super Stay tint, or whatever it is, and that was one of my favourite foundations of last year. So this coverage is actually so freaking good. Oh my god. Okay, I think I got quite a decent shade. I got a bit of an orange shade. I didn't mean to, obviously, but you know, I'm not the best when it comes to finding my shade, but you can definitely tell that there is some coverage. And on this side, I'm going to not take as much because I want to just see how it works without being too cakey. So a lot of times it kind of depends on the foundation that will work with either a sponge or a brush for me. So that's why I like to try both, because sometimes it's a bit unpredictable how it will work. So I'm just going to put this on here. I feel like it's not giving me as much coverage as the sponge. Maybe I put way too much on the sponge. I'm going to take some from there. I'm just going to blend it in. Wow. I'm liking this. This side looks really good. I mean, it's frustrating that I actually have so much texture skin that it's kind of emphasizing it slightly, but that is something that I can't help anytime I try a new foundation, or that my skin is just, it is what it is. But you know, I like the coverage. It's really, really nice. Wow, yes, it's very full coverage. It stands by what it says. I'm going to add just what is left on here under my eyes, because I don't have a new concealer to try. Okay, this foundation, I really, really like it. The only problem I'm going to have is that I won't be able to do like a really long wear test, because when I try new foundation stuff at home, I only tend to wear them for as long as I kind of film the video. I take a couple of photos and that's it. So I might have to wear this to work one day and see what it's like, because I know that coverage wise it's stunning, and shade wise I think I'm fine. I don't think it's anything too crazy. Okay, so now that we got the foundation out of the way, let's go on to blush. So I have tried these blushes before, but I haven't tried this shade. So this is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch liquid blush. Essentially, I bought this when it came out on Space NK, because this is one of their new minis. It's one of their new shades. This was actually before I got the box that they kindly sent me. If you haven't seen that video, it will probably be a couple of videos ago. But yeah, they sent me an amazing box that had a couple of things, and I didn't realise that it had this shade in there, because obviously I bought this first. But yeah, I'm going to try this mini today in the shade Encourage, and it's a bit of a deeper kind of blush that I would go for, but that's what I'm going for. So I'm hoping it's going to work really well on top of this foundation, because I'm not going to set this down, because I don't really want to set down this foundation at the moment, because I don't have a new setting powder and I'm not going to be wearing it for a long time. So I'm just going to kind of build up the blush, because it's quite deep, but you know what, it is quite nice. It's again a bit different than what I normally wear, but I've tried these blushes before, and I thought I would just use it in this video because I haven't used it yet. Yeah, that's gone on of course, super nicely. So it's kind of intriguing to see how things go on top of this foundation, but there's no issues whatsoever. So I'm going to go in with highlighter, and this is not new, but I haven't used it in a while. And it's the Sephora Care Make It Glow drop. So I've been using these kind of recently because I really don't have many kind of liquid highlighters, and I just wanted to kind of give this a go after a while, because in the beginning I was a bit like, it's okay, but I kind of feel like it's a bit of an unsung hero, so I kind of just wanted to just tap it on slightly and not go too heavy with it, because I think with this, if you kind of cake it on too much, it might get a little bit creasy. Okay, so for eyes, I don't have a new palette, but I am going to go in again with my Glam Light Kiss palette, because I've only used this on like my YouTube once, and I really wanted to use it again because I spent a lot of money on this collection, and I felt I need to use it today. So I feel like I'm going to go in with, what should we do? Should we do the bottom row today, because I feel like we'll go in for a bit of a deeper look, because the lips aren't going to be maybe too deep, but they will have kind of like a deep kind of tint to them. So let's go in first with Love It Loud, which is here. And I'm just going to take one of my, oh, this is so deep. I'm going to start off with a really deep colour. I mean, if you want to see my full review of this collection, please check it out. I have, when was it, like a month or two ago? I cannot remember for the life of me, but it wasn't as long ago. But I did really like this collection. I ended up buying the whole thing because, I mean, to cut a long story short, I didn't think that I could purchase the palette just by itself because of the way that I had access to the website, and I ended up buying the whole thing. And you know what? I don't regret buying all of it. I just kind of feel like I didn't need to, and I ended up anyway. But that's again my own fault. I could have just waited, and I didn't want it to sell out. But again, I don't even think it is sold out right now. Okay, so now that I've blended out, it's really kind of like deep purple and kind of brownish at the same time. So I'm going to go in with the Demon just here, which is a bright red, and I'm going to take that in my socket. I could have used maybe one of the blues, but I feel like just kind of using the red today because it is kind of out there. So I'm going to blend it in with Love It Loud. Okay, I'm going to go in with Dynasty just here, which is actually a purple, but I'm going to take a really light amount. Well, I'm going to try to, and I'm going to make it a wing because this is going, oh no, that's the wrong shade. Let's hold that thought. Let's try, oh god, because the thing is, Black Diamond is literally black, and I don't want to go that deep. Might have to go in because Dynasty is literally a purple. I mean, if I blend it out a bit with the other side, so I'll tap it in and then I'll blend it out. It's gonna look kind of weird, but I'm gonna just take a minute to blend it out and just make sure it actually looks kind of decent. So fingers crossed. Okay, I think I salvaged it slightly. So let's go in with one of the shimmers. I think we'll go in with Firehouse just here. So let's take a bit of a small brush because it's quite pigmented. So I don't want to go anything too crazy. So I'm going to take a really small brush and I'm just going to blend it into the rest of the lid. Okay, we're going to stop there because I know I'm going to go extra crazy, but I still really like this palette. I mean, the pigmentation on this palette is insane, and I'm really happy that I bought the eyeshadow palette. Well, I ended up buying the whole collection, but I'm glad that I did end up getting it because it's pretty damn nice. So let's end on the lips. So I'm just going to go in with this e.l.f. lip liner that I purchased recently because in one of my last videos I tried their new cooling gel primer, and I picked up another lip liner because I needed to bulk up my my basket to £10 to get free shipping. So this is in the shade mauve. So I'm just going to take it, I'm not going to take it too heavy because the lip tint might be quite powerful. So let's give this a go. This is super scratchy. This is like not giving me much, which is annoying because I actually quite like the other shade, and I think their £3 lip liners are like £10 better than £10, 10 times much better than this one, because this is like, I think it's about £6, £5 or something, but I honestly think that the £3 ones 10 times better. So the lip tip by BeautyBay, this is in the shade Scotch, and when they released this I was kind of umming and ahhing as to what shade to get, but I felt for £8.50 I'm excited to try this, and I got the shade there, like I mentioned the name Scotch, and yeah, I'm intrigued because I hope they were coming out with liquid lipsticks, but I can always dream, so I'm excited to give this a try. Okay, the shade does not match the lip liner, but it's fine. It's so freaking good. I mean, I am getting a lot of, pardon the graphic, but a lot of kind of sweat on my top lip, which has always been my main issue, but my foundation has not moved. So when they say it's sweat proof, I mean, I'm starting to kind of get that vibe. So it will be perfect for the summer because the summer is kind of creeping up. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I need to use a concealer when I use this because the coverage is pretty freaking good. I mean, the shade is probably not the closest, but I do try. I promise. I don't just buy any old random shade. And then what's this called again? The Circa Pear. I think this is fine. Again, I didn't see a whole load of difference. I'll see how it kind of works maybe more times I try it. The blush is absolutely perfectly fine. Eyeshadow palette is way too pigmented for me. And this hasn't dried down yet, but I'm not going to do like a kiss proof test because I know that it isn't going to completely dry down. But I've seen pictures online through Beauty.
Okay, this is editing me here. I just realized that my microphone died when I was recording this bit, so I apologize. I'm just going to do my outro, but I'm still just talking about my top lip. I have no idea why. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Thank you for being patient with my uploading with these videos because I know I'm taking my time with them, but there are reasons which I will talk about soon. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Take care, and I will see you very soon. Bye.